On to all of my Taurus out there, how y'all doing? So let's get into this. So for you, Taurus, you have the Ten of Wands, the Knight of Pentacles, Three of Swords, Five of Cups. Then you have the Devil. You have the Two of Pentacles, the Moon, the Tower, the Ten of Swords, and the Judgment. So what I'm seeing here is a lot of you, Taurus, need to understand that the Ten of Wands, the Knight of Pentacles, okay, move this down some. There you go. Yeah, there you go. So the Ten of Wands, Knight of Pentacles, Three of Swords. This is about how a lot of you, Taurus, some of you, Taurus, may have felt like some of the people that you were trying to get to know from the past didn't take you seriously, didn't listen to anything that you had to say, didn't care about anything that you, Taurus, had to say. Everything with them was potentially in one ear and out the other. You didn't feel any important at all being with these people. The Knight of Pentacles, the Three of Swords, even though this person would just listen to what it is that you have to say, Three of Swords, it was a waste of your time, some of you, Taurus, felt like, because some of you, Taurus, feel like, and I'm talking about this being one of your past relationships recently, right? The last one that you just got out of, that is. You feel like this person would just jot down these notes and just take notes, but they would never actually act on any of those things. And the Three of Swords, that is what essentially would find you in the position of being sad, because you feel like this person doesn't actually care to really put in any kind of effort to actually continue to be in a relationship with you. They're just constantly doing whatever it is that they want to do. And as a result, the Seven of Cups, I said Five of Cups, the Seven of Cups, excuse me, the Seven of Cups now, and the Devil card, these two cards now represent, so as a result, a lot of you understand that the Seven of Cups and the Devil is about how some of you, Taurus, may have felt like, and the Devil, right? So a lot of you, Taurus, may obviously have felt trapped within this relationship, because some of you may have felt like, obviously, you want the person to care about you, right? You want the relationship to work. You want the two of you to actually work. But the problem is that for them, you may have always been in a situation where, even though you wanted it to work, they wouldn't actually, like I said, it goes right back to the Knight of Pentacles in this particular reading. Because the Knight of Pentacles is a tentative, but usually, right, if it was a card all on its own, but then when you bring the other cards together, then this means that this person was just pretty much taking notes to not do anything, not put in any kind of effort, do nothing whatsoever. And obviously that made you feel like you were worthless being with this person that you just got out of a relationship with, or talking phase, getting to know them, whatever you want to call it. And the Seven of Cups and the Devil represents, because when you may have decided to speak to them, when you may have decided to actually tell them, that, they either need to essentially stop getting on like they don't care about you or the relationship. Some of them was, some of them was probably like, okay, cool. Or you may, they don't really care about even that. So obviously it made a lot of you, Taurus, feel terrible, because a lot of you, Taurus, are now like, okay, now you're in a now you, Taurus, in a situation where you with somebody and they don't even care if you even leave. But see, a lot of you, Taurus, need to understand that they do care if you leave. That's the reason why it is that they have to play those games in the first place. Because you, Taurus, have to understand, if somebody doesn't care about you, why are they even going to waste their own time, right? Like, this is why it is I kind of clown the games for in the first place. And not kind of, I do clown it, because it's too much fronting. It's too much selling wolf tickets. It's too much reverse psychology. It's too much daring someone to do something to you, because you really want to cast a shadow on the wall to make it seem like the Wizard of Oz, to make it seem like you big when you really have an inferiority complex. You understand what I'm saying? And people who play games, they all have an superiority complex, because it really goes hand in hand with each other, where they really are on the inside, they're inferior, but at the same time, on the outside, they have to constantly like tempt other people to do something to them or else, right? And that they're going to be okay no matter what the situation is. But the problem is that the Seven of Cups and the Devil represents, but these are not the things, Taurus, that a person should be so reverse psychology orientated in. Like a relationship is not one of those things where a person should be like, oh, okay, well, I don't care if the relationship doesn't work out or if it does. It's like, okay, so if they didn't care, why is it that they even got in the freaking relationship with you in the first place, wasting your time, wasting their own time on top of it that they claim is so precious? Because you know how delusional people are. Their time is so valuable. Their time is so valuable, right? They have no time to waste. They're so productive. They're so busy. They're so this, they're so that. Okay, then so why are they wasting their own time even playing these silly games with you, right? And see, the game, another layer of the game is convincing you that it's because you deserved it somehow. The truth is that when people play games and stuff like this, is because they're really secretly, they like you. Some of them are in love with you. But see, the problem though is that they can't, they're too scared. They're too chicken squat to actually just be in a relationship with you, right? So here they are here these people from the past relationship that you just got out of, right? Your latest one, whichever one is the latest one that you just got out of. Here they are being with this super disrespectful stuff, and here they are like, oh, I don't really care, acting like they're like tough. And the Two of Pentacles now a lot of you Taurus have to think about this, because now a lot of you Taurus are like, what should I do? The moon and the tower represents Scorpio, which is your opposite zodiac sign. And Taurus is exalted in the moon. So this is your exaltation, and this is your opposite zodiac sign, or conflict. Or adversarial energy, right? The tower is. But the moon and the tower represents, so a lot of you Taurus just basically, that you don't want confrontation. So a lot of you Taurus do what? A lot of you ghost the person. Because now, right, you ghosted them. Because now a lot of you Taurus are like, okay, this person is so goofy. This person is so, who cares? And I don't care about you, and this, that, and the third, or da-da-da-da-da-da. To the point where a lot of you Taurus are like, you don't necessarily see the point in even letting these people know that you would have to dump them. Because a lot of you Taurus figured that they probably didn't even care anyway, right? And even if they do care, it's not like they're going to actually humble down and, because a lot of people have that problem stating what's just real. A lot of people have that problem just saying what's real, like no ego, no defense, because a lot of people don't realize that sometimes you need to let people throw stones at you. It's how you remain humble. It's how you remain, not the only way, but one of the ways, it's how you remember who you are and what's important. Because see, when you're in a constant state, Taurus, see, this is I'm teaching you secrets of life, right? When you're in a constant state of every time somebody throws something at you, you need to constantly, defend. What it does is it's actually making you an empath. Meaning that you're too sensitive. Because empath, right, the way that people use it today, right? It's not necessarily empathy. It just really is oversensitivity, because because I'm not saying you, but I'm teaching y'all something that's what it'll make you, because you're constantly defending. Oh, I gotta defend this. Sometimes you need to allow people to kind of throw stones at you, and allow people to do that. The key word is allow. These people are not overpowering you or putting you in between a rock and a hard place, right? To throw those stones, to kind of throw criticism at you and talk nonsense, right? You're in a situation, my dear Taurus, where sometimes you again, humility will tell you how to move, because people need, like, it's a good thing strategically, to allow people to talk trash about you sometimes, so that when you actually come out and tell the real story, or when you do something that not contradicts, but makes an oxymoron out of the narrative that the other person was throwing up, now it makes everything that they said look stupid. Because if you, Taurus, are such a tyrant, and if you, Taurus, were so bad and this and that, again, why were they even in a relationship with you in the first place? Why did they even try to get to know you? Whatever stage the relationship it was in, whether it was friendship, just talking to the person, but nothing actually happened, no dates, no anything. And as a result of this, why were they even wasting their time talking to you? See, in essence, what it is I'm saying here is, unless the person is getting paid for it, well, it's like a job, they're infiltrating someplace, we're not going to get into that. That's some government stuff. We're not even going to get into that. I don't talk about that here. I'm not a part of the government. I'm just saying, I'm just giving y'all the exception. Unless you're doing something like that, you, Taurus, got to understand that even when it comes to jokes, people clown you and make it seem like they really weren't interested in you. That's not true. Because, again, they shouldn't be spending their time. So the moon in the tower represents how a lot of you, Taurus, decided to leave these people alone and ghost them, because you saw that they were going to be an issue anyway, even if you told them that you were staying out of their hair or staying out of their way, because they didn't care. They didn't act it like they cared. And what happened? The Ten of Swords and the Judgment. Here they were, right? Here they were telling you they don't care. It is what it is. This, that, and the third. They don't care. And what I mean when I say telling you, I mean for some of you, Taurus, that did say something to them, they told you they didn't care. For some of you, Taurus, that just went on and you didn't say anything, they just continued to move on without you. Now, obviously, that's going to have future consequences for them, because it's going to come back to them. And okay, some of you, Taurus, may not believe me. All right, let's clarify some of these cards. Let's clarify the Ten of Swords. Let's clarify some of these. Let's clarify some of these cards right here. So to clarify the Ten of Swords, we have the Eight of Wands, the Eight of Cups, the Two of Cups, and last but not least, the Five of Swords. Right. So to clarify the Ten of Swords, the Eight of Wands, the Eight of Cups. Again, you already knew that you had to go from the minute that you started to see that there was a pattern where you and this person would talk, and the two of you. You would be the one talking. They would be disrespectful. They wouldn't listen to anything. It was always something to show. It was always a different way to be difficult, to show you how much they didn't respect you, how hard they had to go. Y'all know what I'm talking about when you with someone and they're always trying to weasel their way out of something. They act like they don't know how to act. They act like they don't have common sense. That type of stupidity, yeah, that's a whole dub. You can't hang out with those people. You can't kick it with those people. The Eight of Wands now and the Eight of Cups is, so what did you, Taurus, do? You, Taurus, left. The Two of Cups and the Five of Swords represent and completely left the relationship behind, while the other person is like, I don't care if you leave or if you go. That's what they're saying, right? That's the bravado that they're putting up. But what does bravado mean, right? right? What does bravado mean? Bravado is they're acting supposedly, they're acting like they're brave when they're really not, you know? So let's clarify the judgment. I said the legend. Let's clarify the judgment. So to clarify the judgment, you have, okay, the four of swords, the magician, the four of cups, and the queen of swords. Right. Even on the judgment card, as you can see, a lot of people are asleep. You know? A lot of people are asleep. And the judgment represents the wake-up call. So these are people who are then you have the four of swords and the magician. These are people who are very much so asleep, but they're not feeling it now. I'm going to tell you when they're going to feel it. They're going to feel the impact of you, Taurus. They're feeling it now because I'm sure a lot of you are not with them now. So they're feeling the impact of you not being there now. How it is, the magician, the four of swords. They were sleeping before, the magician, but now they're awake. Now they realize, oh, okay, you know, they acted like they were so stupid because they have all these options and they're not even giving a fair try to I ain't gonna say any of their options, but they're not even giving a fair try to all of their options. They completely underestimated you, Taurus, and completely written y'all off. But then the four of cups and the queen of swords now represent, the four of cups is that they realized that you, Taurus, were trying to get to know them, but they know, queen of swords, you ain't no way that they're going to try to get back in good with you because you represent the queen of swords. If they came back and tried to tell you that they were interested in trying to redo this relationship and get to know you, they know that you, Taurus, would tell them to eat crow. But that's pretty much it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe. Overall, I say that a lot of you, Taurus, are on the right path. And a lot of you, Taurus, are finally learning that walk away game, how to let go of interacting with people who are too delusional, just too far gone, too confrontational. They claim that they want to be in a relationship, but they won't actually allow themselves to be in one. So anyway, trying to make my YouTube channel grow to 10,000 subscribers by the end of June. As of right now, I have 6,379 subscribers. Smash the subscribe button, smash the like button, hit the notification bell, set that notification bell to all so you can be notified whenever I drop my videos.